sound is messed up because we couldn't do no sound check before the show. You sure, Jasmine? I can say, y'all, did you see how we won that Super Bowl? Did you see how the winos play for play? How we intercepted that ball, bitch? My cousin Pre was down there on the field, bitch, and we kicked it in. We kicked it in, and then we ran that motherfucker in. Y'all, listen. I'm just too excited to be back with y'all. How y'all doing? All right. Let me get serious for a moment or not. Full show. I miss you guys. Listen, we have so much information that I wish that I had a little time here to spend with y'all, but I don't, okay? Because we got a whirlwind of receipts. You do see the title of the show, okay? We have received a notice from TS Madison's legal team to back down from publishing what we are about to publish. But here's the thing. Y'all know no damn lawyers don't scare me. I don't give a damn. Y'all know we'll do that later. We'll figure that out later. I'm not wiping my butt with no cease and desist no more. I'm not doing that. You don't have to worry about that. I take every single claim seriously because we don't want to damage anybody's reputation that doesn't deserve to be damaged. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so we only dwell in receipts. You do know that, right? Everything that I'm saying and that my people are gonna say later here on this here show will be backed up with receipts. And what you decide to do with this information as the public that is consuming the very wine that we're spilling exclusively to y'all, because we are the only independently ran media outlet out here. We are the only independently ran media outlet out here. We're gonna make sure that you have your fucking wine, okay? So listen, while you guys are coming on up in here, what's up, X? Shout out Bigo. Man, we like 30,000 followers from 1 million on Bigo. YouTube, y'all finna let Bigo do y'all like that? TikTok, y'all finna let Bigo do y'all like that? I cannot y'all gonna let Bigo just come in here and just... Listen, y'all, while y'all getting on up in here, y'all better be liking the video, sharing the video, okay? You definitely have to subscribe to Sip With Us. You can unsubscribe later, but if you want to talk and comment and chat, especially with TS Madison in the comment section, tell her, hey, boy, hey. You have to hit that subscribe button, okay? So listen, we're gonna go ahead and roll the sponsors, let you know what's coming up on TashaKLive.com, what's already out on TashaKLive.com, because we got an explosive interview with Bashir Gray's family, okay? All I know is Bilal got some questions he gotta answer the next time we sit down, okay? We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to. We'll be right back after the break, and we're gonna go ahead and get this wine spilling. Let's go. Let me stop you right now, because you got to take a look at these waves I got, baby, waving at you. Ah, yes. Ain't that cute? Shout out to Honey Beauty. The only products that I use that actually moisturize my hair from root to tip. And as you can see, because my hair is so short, you can see the root and the tip. I love that it doesn't have any cancer-causing chemicals, no preservatives. And so stop what you're doing. Hit the link below in the description box as well as in the comment section. And Google Honey Beauty right now so that you can start to love on your hair as I'm loving on these waves right now. That's waving bye-bye to y'all. Look at these. Look at these. Look at these. When Jesus shed that blood, when he died, that made it easier to be able to walk in your sins, to know that you are not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen to you. But because I died for you, you're able to ask for forgiveness and try to live righteous.
That don't mean that you can justify bringing somebody else into this world just because you had trauma. You have to become a whole person before you bring another whole person into this world. And if you really want to raise them up in the admonition of God, you cannot continue to live a lifestyle that would then lend itself to them living in sin, the very sin that we're trying to get away from. Forgiveness is for us. Grace is directly coming from God. We don't have grace to give.
So you don't sin?
I don't think that gay people should be having and raising children.
Corey Holcomb. You called him bluff on his own show.
Corey Holcomb has been selling an image for a long time.
Do you feel like he set you up for views?
He thinks that just because I'm a family man, I don't have no children out of wedlock, I advocate for people to do the right thing. He took it for weakness. And we start getting into it, he started getting in over his head because he can't actually articulate a point or debate anything. He caters to the lowest common denominator of people.
You're forgetting that there are people that work every day, that go to work every day, that watch you, that look up to you for financial advice, because I know what you do too, Anton. I know as a black man, you are symbolic. Your wife doesn't work, she lives a soft life.
What I'm saying is, I believe that the majority of women in general, which could also include your audience, have a different perspective of what it is that they think a relationship is supposed to be, which is one of the reasons why they say they want a partner instead of saying they want a husband. I believe that regardless of what women say that they want, when they get under the right man, they will submit.
Medical debt is the #1 reason Americans file for bankruptcy, and soon they're going to be reporting on your credit. And usually the medical debt is not your fault. If medical bills are overwhelming you, bankruptcy can stop the collection calls and get rid of the medical debt and allow you to focus on healing instead of worrying about being sued over medical debt. I'm Chad Van Horn, and if you're buried in medical debt, give me a call today and let's find a way out.
All right, and we are back. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. I missed you guys. I know you guys have been wondering, where have I been? Can you hear me, Jasmine? Everything's good? My shirt? Oh my God. How did it come in buttons? See, we about to have a more, and then I'm gonna be shut down on YouTube, and I'm not selling with this. I'm not selling that. Okay, so we're good now? Okay, cool. So I missed you guys so much. I know you guys are thinking I've not been working. Yes, I have, y'all. I did 12 interviews last week in Atlanta, okay? We were backed up because of the snowstorm. We were slated to do those 12 interviews the week prior, but there was a snowstorm, so we had to fly from Florida and reroute all the guests to Atlanta. Then I had a lot of press to do in Atlanta as well, too. And so that's what put me behind on schedule. I don't want y'all to ever think I'm neglecting y'all. YouTube is my first, second, because TashaKLive.com is first. Sorry, y'all. That's what they pay for. It's VIP winos over there. But YouTube is my second obligation, okay? So I don't ever want y'all to think that I'm just too big for the program. No, this is how we move out here. This is what keeps it going. And so I appreciate y'all patience and everything like that, but we're never, ever getting off this train, okay? I will let you know when the train is finished. So listen, speaking of train getting ran on her, Jeannie Mai. Yes, girl, yes. So Jeannie was caught, I guess, having some intimate PDA with Anderson .Paak. Yes. Here's the video. Let me put my glasses on, Jack. I got to see. So somebody was in the club, and it was like a little speakeasy, and that's Jeannie Mai in the back with Anderson .Paak, and they just on each other's noses, and you know, look out, I know Jeezy happy somewhere, like she ain't chasing and running him down and calling the police on him no more, talking about he got guns and stuff under the bed. Look, she looks content. I heard Anderson .Paak apparently is packing. Now, apparently, look, now, I did not know that him and Mariah Carey had broken up. Did you know, Jasmine? Normally, she comes out here and announces when she's done with her men. And they usually, I don't know what be going on with Mariah Carey men. Nick Cannon is on the wild. He's on the loose, okay? He done found a new identity. He around here populating the earth. He on his Elon Musk. He gonna send the kids to Mars to be studied. I don't know, okay? And then the last man that Mariah Carey was with wound up on the yacht with Tyler Perry on a day date. Y'all remember Brian, is it Brian Tonka? Yes. And then now Anderson .Paak, they were just seen together not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, at an award show. And I'm trying to figure out when did they stop dating? And when did he start dating her? I thought Jeannie would be tired the way that black man drug her through court like that. I thought she had learned her lesson at what a little black dark meat on the side will do to you. Do to your heart, your vagina, your bills, made you move out your house. And now you running behind him. Now here's the thing. I heard that Anderson .Paak He's packing. Is what I'm being told. He's packing. Mm-hmm. And he has a thing for like racially ambiguous Blasian women. I think his baby mom, if I'm not mistaken, is Blasian. And she got a little baby by him and stuff like that. That's what they're saying, you know. So I don't know, but I don't know. Are you guys happy for Jeannie? That's not Blasian. Jasmine, I was told that the baby mama was Blasian. That's not Blasian. The baby, that is full on, what do you call, that's a geisha. That is a Japanese geisha, right? That is a, who lied to me like this and tried to make it seem like, just because you've had some dark meat on the side does not make you Blasian? I repeat that again, just because you had some dark meat on the side does not make you Blasian. Now, the baby they got is Blasian. He likes them like this, though. They say he don't mess with us. He ain't messing with nobody that wears a bonnet or a do-rag. He's not doing it. He better wake up and their hair just better be mixed with cat hair on the bed. Because you know they all got cats. You know they all got cats. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. Y'all here for this new relationship, though, with Jeannie? Are you happy that she's moved on? Do you think that she's, you know, here's my thing. I would be weary if I were a man. But like I said, Jeezy asked for this. You know, I thought Jeannie and Jeezy was going to make it forever. The way she propped that man up and, you know, gave him her platform, and he pushed his propaganda to women that he's marriage material, only to cross over to white America. It was a whole PR scheme set up by Todd. I say it again, it was a whole PR scheme set up and ran by Todd, okay? And so you would think like that she would have learned, I don't know, her lesson. Yeah? The only person that's been good to her was that white man that she left abruptly like that. Remember that white man was good to her? He was a hunter. He loved to go hunting and stuff like that. And he carried guns and he protected her. He loved on her. She didn't want that. She wanted to be dogged out. You know, a lot of women like that. They like to be dogged out. But then they try to dog out. Here's the thing. She's used to running a certain type of man. But see, that hunter white dude that she was with, he took all of that. But now she with the man that she really wanted to be with, but she was scared to be with him because I heard her mammy down low did not like our men. And so she kind of kept that to herself. That's why she said, I always kept a little dark meat on the side, because her family did not approve of the dark meat that was down there and that was impregnating her and leaving her with babies. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I just know that Anderson .Paak is probably just packing just for a little while. Him and Mariah are on a break, and he's just buying some time. That's what I think, okay? So, but if she likes it, we love it. Congratulations on the new couple. I'm sure we'll hear about it the same way we heard about her breakup with Jeezy, because she don't expose the white man. She only exposed the black man, and she exposed that they like guns all of a sudden, and they like to sleep under the bed with guns, even though she was getting dogged out on the same bed with the guns underneath, okay? Yeah, that part. That won't feel sorry for Jeezy at all. Moving on. You think she's special? Told you they be wearing men waking up to hell like that. Long strands of hair just thinning out, just shedding all over the sheets of shit. Moving on. Where's Teddy? Good question. Where is Teddy? What y'all do with my man? And his white woman. What y'all do with him? Hey. Okay. Miss... I'm not even gonna do this anyway. Moving on, who's next? Kandi and Todd. So, Kandi is, in my opinion, getting a little reckless with this divorce. She wants it done, and she wants it done fast, okay? And you guys know that she's explained this. She's been very thorough about this. Todd has done the unthinkable. I've spoken to Michelle A.T. Alien. Shout out to Michelle Brown, A.T. Alien. We actually did a very in-depth interview with her that you guys are going to watch. I can't wait for you guys to see it on TashaKLive.com. So you make sure you have those little subscription buttons on. Okay, good. We're spilling a lot of wine up over there. But apparently what Todd did was unforgivable, okay? And Todd apparently had a emotional relationship with another woman. Now, she allowed him to have sexual relationships with other women, but he couldn't fall for anybody emotionally. Now, you can't be emotionally involved with anybody and then be emotionally involved with my money. You can't be emotionally involved with somebody else and then be emotionally involved with my money. So she wants this divorce done and over. Apparently, he does not want to apologize. All she wanted for him to do was say sorry, but he refused to say sorry for apparently falling for another woman, okay? Kandi always traveled. He was the woman of the house. He's been the woman of the house since they got married. This was, I don't know. Jasmine, would this be a lavender marriage in reverse? I don't know. Why would this be okay, so if you got a gay woman, in my opinion, and a heterosexual man, and he's allowed to date other women, but she's allowed to date other women. Of course, that's perks for him. But they're not married based on monogamy. Definitely not married based on like he's married based on Would this be a lavender marriage for Todd to just play the part, collect the check, be kept, while she gets to parade family and home life for brand deals? Because we all know the family, the home life gets you brand deals and sponsorships, not a displayed relationship with the same sex. Okay, but the whole, white picket fence, the dog, where the black Huxtable's making it, even though behind the scenes there's a sex dungeon, and apparently her and Portia was allegedly really getting down. And we see now that everything that Phaedra said was probably allegedly true about Portia. I also heard they got a for sale sign down there at Portia House too, the one that Dennis is not paying for. I mean, not Dennis, that's the baby daddy. Simon is not paying for. Yeah, let me spin on that one for a second. But Kandi is she's upset that he fell for another piece of candy and it ruined her whole image, and now she wants this done and over with. And in Georgia, you do have to be legally separated for a year before they even grant a divorce. You can't just say, hey, I'm filing for a divorce today. I know I got a friend that's been married 6 times, and each time they made her wait 1 year of separation, which means you got to live in separate houses before they even started the paperwork on the divorce, okay? And so the fact that she wants it now and done because he refused to apologize for a woman that he fell for, but Kandi doesn't have to apologize for the women that she falls down for and licks them when she was on the floor. She doesn't have to apologize for that, so why should he have to apologize? Like, you've been doing this. Well, what is it now? Who's in your ear? I feel like somebody was in her ear. But now she's trying to come out with all these, headlines saying that Todd has been living. Hold on, let me get the headline now, because, I don't want to put words in my girl's mouth. But Todd apparently has been living in her guest house rent-free. Hasn't paid a dime, okay, according to her. And he needs to pay for that. Now, here's my thing. I don't know why apparently she's putting out these type of headlines like Todd ain't been living rent-free. Like he moved in as an intern. Wasn't he an intern for the show? He was an intern. Jasmine told me he was a producer. Intern. When you say producer, what level of producer? Was he the go-for producer? Did he go get coffee for people? What did he do as a producer? He didn't write no scripts. He didn't do no location scouting. He didn't do no connections. What was his level of producing on that show / intern? Please tell me. What was it? I'll wait. So the fact that she's trying to put out all these headlines, oh, he's living rent-free. He's been living rent-free. Todd ain't never made your money. And that's why I say that this is just a lavender marriage in reverse to cover up for her gayism by having a husband so that she can get brand deals. and actually have a husband on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But except he was the housewife, and he became the star of the show. If you thought about it, I feel that Todd brought more drama than she did as a housewife. All she did was cry, and that's her face. That's it. That's it. That's all. Y'all talking about not in turn. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. I feel like Todd is setting up his biggest scheme. I ain't been paying bills. I've never made as much as you. I personally heard that the prenup that was signed, he signed it under duress. His lawyer wasn't present when that prenup was signed, so it's not going to hold up. Anything that she's thinking that she's not going to have to pay is a lie. They've been married for well over hasn't it been over a decade? So the terms of the prenup can be definitely challenged based off of a lot of factors. And so Kandi thinking that she's finna skate away from this, Kandi is gonna be paying, because Child's gonna be taking care of insurance. He gonna get spouse support, he gonna get child support, he gonna get a housing allowance, he gonna get a food allowance, he gonna get some Medicaid, he gonna get some EBT cards, he gonna get a pension, he gonna get a retirement plan. Todd is finna get it all. And the love of his life, according to Funky Dineva, her name is Helen, is finna live a hell of a motherfucking life, okay? Moving on. I'm trying to get to the good stuff, y'all, because we got a lot of information that's coming out tonight. Stay tuned for that TS Madison wine. She has already sent lawyers demanding that we retract, but I don't understand what is it that we're retracting if we haven't said anything yet. So we got to retract after we say it. And we can't cease unless we put it out. All we did was put out a title, and that was it. And so the contents within that title, which are for your public consumption, then they can figure out what they're going to do as lawyers amongst my lawyers and her lawyers after we publish what we got, okay? And so that's on that. Who's next? Floyd. Now, did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie when I told you that Floyd Mayweather almost 2 to 3 years ago was going broke? You know how you know when somebody going broke? When they sue a company after they missing money. You find out you're missing money. Shout out to Incognito, because I explained this to him in his interview that he did with me on Posted on the Corner. Okay, you know people that don't budget? Let me just talk to you for a second. Take him off the screen for a second, okay? Because I want us, you ever lived a life when you don't budget, and then, you know, bills is due, but you done spent everything on stuff you ain't supposed to have, and now you really need something, so you get ready to go to Walmart, right? And you know you got $132 in your bank account, all right? We all done been there, and you know you need food, the light bill due tomorrow, they're gonna cut it off, and you got $132 to your name. And so then you start to search like, well, what happened to the money? You start to go look at your bank account. You start to go, well, you start to get a little bit, well, I could take this rice, the beans, this, and then when you get up to the counter, you hoping that something else ain't hit your account that's done made it less, because you know it can say 132, but then you got them pending transactions that come in that hit you, that's definitely gonna put you in overdrive. You don't really start blaming or start realizing you broke until money get low, and that's when you go send people to look for where it went. Because you was too distracted spending. And when you see somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know. When y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive, in Dubai is because he had owed them money, and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Giovanni. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicizes these fights. He sued them because they gave his money in cash to his manager, Al Layman, and Al Layman spent the money. The Muslim in the bow tie spent the money. You see a man coming and he a Muslim in a bow tie, he's spending your money. Oh, it's gone. It's good as gone. You know they send the Nation of Islam down there. You seen the Muhammad Ali story? Don't act like you ain't seen that. Nation of Islam was all up over there. They were all up over Floyd Mayweather's fights and bank accounts and stuff. And so he received it in cash, and Floyd Mayweather is saying he's missing it, and how dare Showtime gives him the money without his permission. He was like, well, wait a minute, but you gave him permission. Yeah, but I didn't tell y'all, I told him. So he's trying to use a way to get in there so he can hold him responsible, because he know he's not going to get the money back from the Nation of Islam at all. That money gone. That money gone. Gone. Now, in the midst of him looking for $350 million after he's made $2 billion, and he's mad that his manager took $350 million, okay? Apparently, there's some lawsuits, there's some unpaid rent, and y'all be like, oh, he's not our kind of broke. He's broke, but he's not our kind of broke. No. When Yaya Mayweather took to Instagram to say that she thinks she's going to get her a part-time job, her daddy told her, you got to pull your weight around here, baby. Things is getting a little tight. I'm going to need you to start using some of them skills that I taught you. Or little man ain't big enough right now to be no boxer. I can't make no money off him, so you got to get out here and you got to make some money. He told his daughter that. He did. But when you being sued, let me pull up what he being sued for. Now, hold on for a second. Let me pull that up. Because I'm sure finna get that. Apparently, he owes rent, okay? Unpaid rent on more than $330K. $330,000 he owes rent. Back rent on. New York condo owners claim. Now, according to Floyd Mayweather Jr., according to the Jasmine brand, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is facing a breach of contract lawsuit after his former landlords, okay, the same in New York, the same state that he owns a $400 million building that he bought. He was a part investor in that building. He doesn't own it by himself, and they can't even sell the building for $400 million. So stop. Here's the thing. So apparently, according to former landlords in New York, he alleged he failed to pay more than $330,000 in unpaid rent and related charges on a luxury Manhattan apartment. Okay. Now the lawsuit filed in New York State centers on a lavish duplex in the Baccarat Hotel. Now, you got to have some bread to live in the Baccarat, okay? Now, this was in the Baccarat Hotel and residences in Midtown Manhattan that Mayweather leased in 2024 for about $100,000 a month. According to the filing, the retired boxer began failing behind on payments in July of 2025 and ultimately left the unit in December without settling his debt, okay? Now, they are seeking $337,000. Now, that's just one lawsuit. Here's another lawsuit, okay? Now, he's accused in multiple lawsuits, all right, of owing millions for luxury watches, gold, and rent as well on the apartment that we just talked about, okay? And so he's got about, I want to say, I counted about 6 lawsuits and unpaid. Like, he has over $1.2 million in unpaid jury. Why are you a multimillionaire? You made $2 billion and you got jury that you still owe for? But y'all said I was lying when I told y'all that he was broke. Anytime he got some money, first of all, the Birkins that he was giving out, right? Them were all fake. All fake. I ain't gonna tell you who told me they was fake, but they fake. They fake. Okay? All of them came without boxes, without dust bags, without the actual certificate of authentication, okay? He went down there to China to get them bags for his hoes, okay? Now, for y'all are saying, Tasha, he's not that kind of broke. No, he is. And there's a bankruptcy mounting really soon is what I'm being told. So much so that this fight that he has, don't he have a fight with, who is he fighting next, Jasmine? I know there's a major fight with him next. It's an exhibition fight. It's not with Mike Tyson, is it? I think it's with Mike Tyson. Y'all, help me remember real quick. Is it with Mike Tyson? They're hoping that will cover some of it. But when I say he's probably in debt around $500 to $600, it's Mike Tyson. $500 to $600 million in interest is accruing. It's gonna be a lot of exhibition fights you're gonna have to use to get that because he doesn't even get paid the full $90 million. He's probably only gonna take home 30 with taxes and all that stuff. Like, y'all, but you know us black folk, they can tell us anything. They can tell us anything. He didn't buy no neighborhood. Y'all gotta stop this, for real, y'all. Like, all jokes aside, y'all gotta stop this. He did not buy no neighborhood, y'all. He owns a strip club and he owns a skating ring and he owns a part. He's a part, probably owner in a building. There's about maybe 30 to 40 different people that own this $400 million building that's supposedly the neighborhood that he owns. No, these are real estate portfolios that investment tycoons, real estate tycoons, they find ignorant, like him, okay, like the Grant Cardones, and they say, hey, you want to invest in this building? All we're going to need is $1 million, okay? But the building is worth $400 million, so when we sell it or if we rent it out, you're going to get proceeds from that. But he does not own the entire building. If you go on Zillow right now, you will find multi-million-dollar houses that are in Miami, and they have co-buyership. This is what he's doing, co-buyer. Nobody's signing off on a loan of that amount. He doesn't even have that kind of cash because he allowed the Nation of Islam to collect his money in cash and they done ran off with it. Giovanni tried to tell y'all when the Arabs had him held hostage down there in Dubai because he owed them some money. And when he paid that, they let him go. And the reason Gervonta Davis know this is because he shared the same manager up under Floyd broke Mayweather. Floyd broke Mayweather, same manager. And that same manager would manage Tank's money per Floyd Mayweather. Because he done gave him power of attorney over everything, including all of his fighters. So Giovanni is having to, in order to order an Uber, he's got to go through the man in the bow tie that represents the Nation of Islam. And Floyd ain't got the money. And this is when he knew that Floyd was going broke because Al Heyman, the manager, allegedly told Tank everything. And Tank has been looking for Al Heyman, the man in the bow tie that ran off on $330 million that he's looking for because he needed because money is tight right now and he owe a lot of people. Instead of just giving the jury back. Y'all have got to stop. Y'all cannot be this slow. You cannot. After the break, y'all, we got TS Madison. We got a lot of stuff we're starting. It's like she started that starter house, okay? Who else we got, Jasmine? Who? Kamora Lee. Those are the only two, right? Because the TS Madison segment is so long and in-depth, right? All right, all that and more coming up after the break. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to hold that thought. And let me look at these likes. How many likes we got? Wait a minute for a second. Just wait a damn minute. How many likes do we got? 1.4, and we got 8,000 just on YouTube. That's not including X, Bigo, TikTok. Don't make me run these ads twice, okay? I better have at least 4,000 likes when I get back. You better log off your little phones or TVs or whatever and hit that like button or hit that dislike button. It don't matter, okay? I just need something from y'all. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass too. We'll be right back. You better stop before I put up the donation button. Moving on. Let's go. Who's coming to my party? Yes, y'all, my birthday party is officially on the calendar. March 14th, Washington, D.C. It is an R&B brunch, okay? We are partying from 12 to 6. It is an all-inclusive ticket. All you can eat crab legs, seafood, chicken, brunch, breakfast, waffles, bottomless mimosas, everything served from 12 to 6. Okay, don't put nothing in y'all purses. I know how y'all be doing, okay? I'm going to have mine too, and I'm going to have me a little napkin, and I may roll me a couple and put it in my purse. Just don't let nobody see y'all, okay? So listen, tickets are on sale. It's only a limited amount of seats, okay? We cannot pack it out. It's a restaurant. All right, we want to make sure everybody eats. There's definitely going to be more than enough food, okay? We got a bomb-ass DJ. We're going to be taking pictures together and singing our favorite classics. So hurry your ass on up over to TashaKOnStage.com, TashaKOnStage.com, and get your tickets before they close out, okay? The VIP seating, well, the early access is already done, but everything is VIP. It's just one ticket that gets you in, and you get to party with me and the winos from 12 to 6, March 14th on a Saturday at 865 Steak, Seafood, and Cigars. And the men, if you got men that are coming or you a man, Shek is going to be in the cigar lounge there eating and drinking with the men, okay? And so I'll see you ladies real soon. So hurry on up, get your tickets, TashaKOnStage.com before they gone. I know we can't let nobody else in once they gone, okay? It's a restaurant. Now I gotta go. Bye. Y'all asked for Al Hyman. Jasper's gonna pull his photo up in a bow tie. Gervonta Tank Davis, the fighter, is currently been looking for Al Hyman down there at his mama's church. His mama apparently is a Christian. He's Muslim, but he has been looking for him. But lately he can't look for nobody because ain't he in jail right now? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on TashaKLive.com and his connection to Stephon Diggs. Oh my God, the wine that we got today, y'all, is so convoluted. It's not even funny, okay? The things that I'm going to be unwinding on Stephon Diggs on TashaKLive.com and Gervonta Davis's baby mama, Gervonta Davis, his girlfriend, the one that's got charges on him now, Gervonta Davis and Nigel, Gervonta Davis and Chris Blake, Gervonta Davis and Stephon Diggs and Stephon Diggs. It's just so much. It's so much, y'all. Y'all just make sure y'all have them subscriptions on TashaKLive.com, TashaKLive.com right after this show, okay? Right after we done with the TS Madison segment, we going up over there. And when I tell you, we got a whirlwind of just mafia-type information that is just going to blow y'all damn mind, okay? Stephon, he better be careful because he finna go to jail somewhere, somehow. This is Al Hyman. This is the man that Floyd Mayweather gave power of attorney to collect $2 billion in his name. This is the new age Don King. Gervonta been looking for him down there at his mama's church because he owed him money. Floyd Mayweather can't find him. That's why he's suing Showtime, saying that Showtime illegally gave this man here in this bow tie with this smirk on his face his money without his permission, and he needed back because funds is getting a little tight. That's why he can't pay for his rent down there. First of all, how you own a $400 million? Put Floyd Mayweather back up here. How you owe a $400 million building? This is what y'all believe, that he owns a $400 million building. This is y'all words now, and his. But he owed rent on a condo in Manhattan. So you own a building, but you renting from somebody else in the Baccarat building. Won't stay in your own shit. Won't build a penthouse on the top floor of your own building with your own money. You want to go spend with the white folks and live in the Baccarat building. Now they chasing you down for your money. You can't pay that. Now you mad that Al Hyman here done ran off on the money that he got you, and you didn't understand because you couldn't read the contracts. This is the man that was reading the contracts. This is who Tank is looking for right now, Gervonta Davis, because he done took his money too. And Floyd gave him permission to do it because he can't read. Man, get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here. I should have worn me a bow tie for the night show. I'm gonna stay. I already got the haircut. Jazz, you think I could pull him off for Halloween? Put Al Heyman back up. Al Heyman back up here. The new Don King. You think I could pull this off with some glasses and a bow tie and a suit? You think I got it? I go down there and sign for Floyd. Yes, I will. I got it. I got it. Not a building, it's a block. Well, why he ain't live on his own block? Y'all still believe in that. It's fine. It's cool. Tasha K is not credible. Moving on, y'all. Moving on. This is a good lead up into our story that we're going to be doing on TS Madison. There's a lot of similarities in Kamora Lee's case. So you know Kamora Lee was married to a billionaire. This billionaire is now serving time, this white man here, for diverting and stealing funds from a fund in Malaysia that was meant for the development for Malaysian people in Malaysia, okay? And so a lot of these funds were used to fund her house. Actually, her husband had admitted under oath that he had bought the house that she lived in Beverly Hills. He spent $25 million of that money from the Malaysian fund to buy the house that she refuses to move out of right now. I wanted this lead up because I wanted you to understand the dynamics of what nonprofits are and what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to rightfully use the money. So this is going to be an excellent lead up into our TS Madison thing. But she is currently fighting the federal government now, saying that the house that she lives in, she shouldn't be forced to give it back because apparently some of her money was used to purchase the house. But if your husband admitted under oath, what's the husband's name again, Jasmine? I just know he a criminal. Tim Lossinger? Tim Leisner. Tim Leisner is the white man name, okay? She thought she had hit a lick. Come to find out, she was the lick. He was married to an Asian woman as well, too. So really and truly, she wasn't even legally married to him because he had another legal wife in Asia. She found this out on the stand the same time we found it out when they indicted him. And he allegedly took Russell Simmons' money that she gave him with permission. That's why Russell Simmons out here talking about, you stole my shares. Give me my shares in my company. I'm broke. She done handed it all over to the white man who was a billionaire because she thought she had hit a lick. Whole time she didn't even know that she was the lick. And so the federal government right now is asking her to politely move out of the house that was purchased with illegal funds that was used to develop the economy, okay, for the Malaysian people. And you're not Malaysian. What is she? Japanese? What is Kamora Lee? Chinese? She ain't Malaysian. So if she's trying to claim that she's Malaysian, and that the money he stole from the people from that fund was used to buy a house, she got to get up out of the house. But she is fighting the federal government, saying that it's her house and she should be able to keep it. I said, girl, if you don't move before they put your ass up in jail. She Asian and black. She Japanese and Korean. So she not even Blasian. She got some black in her too. Who, Russell Simmons? When she was underage, allegedly. They said, I think she Korean. Yeah. So this is what it looks like when the government comes to collect, okay? And so, guys, you have to be careful about how you receive funds and what you plan on doing with those funds, because then you're going to wind up in a situation like our favorite man in a wig, TS Madison. Welcome to the stage, honey. Welcome to the stage. Now listen, Jasmine, we're gonna take a commercial break real quick. I'm gonna use the restroom. Then I'm gonna get my guest on the phone, and we're gonna unwind all these here receipts that we got on Mr. TS Madison, okay? So hold that thought. Jasmine, run like 3 commercials. Let me use the bathroom and get Nyla on, and then we're going to get started, okay? We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to. And y'all better like this video. And don't forget, guys, I got my birthday bash tickets on sale. We in Washington, D.C. Winos showing out March 14th, 12 to 6. It's an all-inclusive ticket. All you can eat crab legs. All you can drink mimosas. All the food is all-inclusive. Seafood, steak, chicken, brunch, R&B brunch, steak, seafood, and cigars. We at 865 steak, seafood, and cigars in D.C. Tickets on sale right now, TashaKOnStage.com. We will be right back after the break, okay? Let's go. Let me stop you right now, because you got to take a look at these waves I got, baby, waving at you. Ah, yes. Ain't that cute? Shout out to Honey Beauty. The only products that I use that actually moisturize my hair from root to tip. And as you can see, because my hair is so short, you can see the root and the tip. I love that it doesn't have any cancer-causing chemicals, no preservatives. And so start what you're doing. Hit the link below in the description box as well as in the comment section. And Google Honey Beauty right now so that you can start to love on your hair as I'm loving on these waves right now that's waving bye-bye to y'all. Look at these. Look at these. Look at these. When Jesus shed that blood, when he died, that made it easier to be able to walk in your sins, to know that you are not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen to you. But because I died for you, you're able to ask for forgiveness and try to live righteous.
That don't mean that you can justify bringing somebody else into this world just because you had trauma. You have to become a whole person before you bring another whole person into this world. And if you really want to raise them up in the admonition of God, you cannot continue to live a lifestyle that would then lend itself to them living in sin, the very sin that we're trying to get away from. Forgiveness is for us. Grace is directly coming from God. We don't have grace to give.
So you don't sin?
I don't think that gay people should be having and raising children.
Corey Holcomb, you called him bluff on his own show.
Corey Holcomb has been selling an image for a long time.
Do you feel like he set you up for views?
He thinks that just because I'm a family man, I don't have no children out of wedlock, I advocate for people to do the right thing. He took it for weakness. And we start getting into it, he started getting in over his head because he can't actually articulate a point or debate anything. He caters to the lowest common denominator of people.
You're forgetting that there are people that work every day, that go to work every day, that watch you, that look up to you for financial advice, because I know what you do too, Anton. I know as a black man, you are symbolic. Your wife doesn't work, she lives a soft life.
What I'm saying is, I believe that the majority of women in general, which could also include your audience, have a different perspective of what it is that they think a relationship is supposed to be, which is one of the reasons why they say they want a partner instead of saying they want a husband. I believe that regardless of what women say that they want, when they get under the right man, they will submit.
Medical debt is the #1 reason Americans file for bankruptcy, and soon they're going to be reporting on your credit. And usually the medical debt is not your fault. If medical bills are overwhelming you, bankruptcy can stop the collection calls and get rid of the medical debt and allow you to focus on healing instead of worrying about being sued over medical debt. I'm Chad Van Horn, and if you're buried in medical debt, give me a call today and let's find a way out.
Please, okay? Now, there's a lot of distractions out here. Jasmine, can you open me up? Thank you. Sorry, when I tell you to open me up, I mean open my screen up so I can see you guys. There's a lot of distractions out here. And when I say a lot of distractions, I'm talking about you wouldn't even understand at the level that they go to distract you so that you do not get a hold of certain information. When I tell you the distraction is so blatant that they will put on wigs, they will put on makeup, they will get shot up with shots in the back of hotel rooms to look like us, to blur the lines, just so we won't focus on what's going on behind the scenes. You're only gonna focus on the freak show that you're seeing. Cheering and everybody, okay? May any hit dog or man in a wig holla. Now, I'm very aware of what's been going down between TS Man and the DL Whisperer. I've been watching very closely. You guys know that I support the DL Whisperer. Who has my voice on in the back? Do you hear that? There's a feedback. I don't know if it's Slank, somebody, but I can hear my voice. I think it's Slank. He got to be outside somewhere. But I hear my voice. Okay? All right, Jasmine, you can come back. He turned it off. So, I've been seeing the back and forth, and has it gotten quite, it went from information-based, because, you know, I'm a follower of the DL Whisperer. A lot of us are, okay? And we appreciate the work that he's doing out here, okay? He's taking their wigs off. He's taking the makeup off, all right? And so I've been watching what's going on back and forth and how it's escalated, and now the Shade Room is involved, where Justin Carter is even covering it and making sure that certain information gets out on, you know, restraining orders that are actually put on both. So the DL Whisperer has a restraining order on him from TS, and he is actively getting one on TS Madison as well. And so it has been kind of back and forth, and it has gotten so big that it's like, oh my God, there are now weapons involved, there are house drive-bys involved. Do you have the house drive-by, Jasmine? There's drive-bys of houses, and it has just gotten out of hand, and you're forgetting why this is happening, because there's just so much beef going on. But Jasmine, show the drive-by.
TS Madison, bring that ass outside. Look where I'm at, ho. What's up?
So this is real footage, okay? And I'm sure that this is what TS used to get the restraining order on DL Whisperer, and of course maybe some threats that have been made, and, you know, vice versa with him and her getting on live with guns and stuff, because, you know, the type of information that I'm giving you, yeah, they would probably ride by my house if they could and get away with it. But, you know, I ain't scared of you. I'm not scared of your blurred line demons. I'm not scared of you, okay? At all, okay? And I'm definitely not him. You can't put no restraining orders on me. Because the information, like I said, I am the only independently funded media site out here, meaning there's no celebrity in my pocket that funds what I do, or no entity. This is all us. This is all Wino made, okay? And because the DL Whisperer, in my opinion, and I've told him this, he's emotional. When you get emotional, you do things that you shouldn't do, and then they got you in a legal chokehold, and then guess what? They're only gonna listen to her because guess what? Well, him, because they got paperwork on you now. But they ain't got paperwork on me at all. And I'm privy to getting the same information that they have tried to silence him from putting out. And I'm just watching it go down. And a lot of y'all are egging this on, and now the whole trans community, not the whole, let me not say the whole, okay? But most of the trans community, the ones that follow this one here, okay? I don't know why they gotta follow her. She walks slow, just walk in front of them, you know? I think it's time that we not focus on the antics of the drive-bys and the ride-bys and the restraining orders, and we get down into business as to why TS, in my opinion, and why Dominique Morgan, TS manager's partner and business partner, another transgendered woman, is coming after the DL Whisperer because he's whispering and they don't like it. And it ain't got nothing to do with DL men. It's got everything to do with the propaganda that they're selling y'all out here as men in wigs. And I think you would be floored once you get this information, okay? And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce my partner, my PI, my investigator, who spent all day organizing every receipt that we're about to unwind on this show today. Mrs. Nyla says, hey, boo, how you doing?
How are you?
I am fantastic. Are you ready to unveil these receipts?
I am more than ready, honey.
Okay, so you know that they have gotten a gag order on the DO Whisperer, so he's unable to put out the information that he was trying to relay.
Correct.
But we have it now. And the real women have it now. Okay.
Yes, and we don't have prostates.
We don't. Okay, so real quick, according to my research and what we've gotten, the reason that TS Madison and Dominique Morgan, her co-founder of the Starter House, is upset with DO Whisperer is because he pulled some illegal transactions that was done possibly between the two of them, and mainly from T.S. Madison's co-founder of the Starter House, Dominique Morgan. Is that correct?
This is what I'm finding.
Okay.
Everything that I have pulled up leads to that.
All right, so start from the beginning, Nala. Roll it out for us.
Okay, so first and foremost, what we're looking at, in my opinion, is an organized takedown and a criminal smear campaign on the DO Whisperer. It is being made to look like this is all about protecting trans women's rights and all this kind of stuff, but nothing could be further from the truth. Let's get into it. So first, we got to start with Miss Dominique. So we all know about the Starter House and all this kind of stuff, but we have to start with Dominique because Dominique is the plug. Every single alleged criminal organization always has a nucleus, the person that is the plug. And based on what I have been researching and even what I've seen of the DO Whisperer, it's Dominique. Let me explain. Dominique has several accolades under her belt as far as sitting on boards of multiple organizations, right? This woman has, this trans-identified male.
Thank you.
Is a person that is literally sitting on the board of about 4 to 5 non-for-profit organizations. So let's just start with her current legal situation, right? So back in 2024, Dominique was indicted in New York for stealing the upwards of $100,000 from a non-profit organization for which she sat on the board for, right? And what they found out was this funding that she got, he transferred it to his personal account, over $100,000, but the funding was specifically to help trans-identified males when they're locked up. So it was a bail fund. So if they went to jail, there was funding there to help them get out and get legal counsel and stuff like that. Dominique took all of that money, transferred it to his account. After transferring the money to his account, he was asked to make receipts, or not make receipts. He was asked to provide
proof.
Right. Provide receipts, legal receipts for how he allocated those funds. And he did provide receipts. He provided receipts of names and bond records of people. But when they went back to do the research, there's this thing called Sarbanes-Oxley. If you've been an accountant like I have, you have to match things. Everything has to be reconciled, right? And so when they went to do the reconciliation, what they found out was he was making up names of people that had never been arrested and making up the bond receipts and taking the money and put it in his account. He spent about $20,000 getting a custom closet, money on, his Mercedes and clothes and all of this kind of stuff. So he got indicted in 2024. Initially, he tried to wiggle his way out of it and say that, everything's cool, I didn't do anything. But as of December of this past year, he pled guilty and will be sentenced in April of 2026, according to the court documents. Now, since doing that, remember, this is 2024 when this happened. He has been sitting on the boards of multiple non-for-profit organizations that just so happen to be all centering around trans rights, trans issues, and stuff like that. And it sounds good, right?
Let me
until you
interrupt
dig
you for
into
a
it.
second. This is where I need the like real women that bleed. I need you to understand, and I need you to listen to what Nyla is about to say. Okay, I want you to put all your little Trump fears away. And he's the bad. I want you to really listen at what Nyla is about to unwind for every single biological woman there is in the world, okay? Especially in the United States of America. And TS Madison, in my opinion, is very complicit in this because this is her partner and co-founder on the Starter House that we're gonna get
Absolutely.
into. But go ahead, Nyla, start from where you were going. Go ahead.
Well, let me piggyback off of something that you just said, though, because one of the reasons why women need to understand how bad and dangerous this is, especially if you're a Black woman. And if you followed me, you understand where I'm going with this. T.S. Madison, with this juxtaposition of protect Black women, right? And pretending to be in fear or acting as if the DL whisperer is some huge threat to him, right? There is a group of Black women, a group of women that are at risk in this country. According to the FBI reports, every 5.5 hours, a Black woman or girl is actually unalived. So we actually have the true femicide problem that is not being adhered to in this country, right? And T.S. Madison, Dominique Morgan, and others like her are usurping what should be energy allocated to the real victims. And I'm not saying that they cannot be victims, because they can. But how do you come and overshadow women while counterfeiting womanhood? You follow me? So,
Get back to it now. Let's get into it, Nyla.
okay,
Let's
so
go.
when we think about Dominique, we see this person online with their wigs and all of this kind of stuff and their broad shoulders, you know, talking and imitating, you know, women and stuff like that. But what we don't know is what happens behind the scenes. Case in point, one of the organizations that Dominique sits on, that Dominique started, was an organization that was also non-for-profit. Specifically, the mission is to shut down the prison system. Okay? That is the mission of the 501(c)(3). So think about how ridiculous that sounds as someone who is Dominique, who has multiple mugshots, been in and out of jail, but wants to use a 501(c) to shut down the criminal justice system. So she gets all this funding and all of this stuff and sits on these boards, streets named after her, all of this money, and goes and joins other boards, or it appears helps them also start non-for-profit organizations. There are like 6 that she's currently sitting on the board for right now. She was Apple Music's, I'm sorry, not Apple Music, but Apple period, right? Apple's Transgender Person of the Year in 2023. All of these accolades, all of these honors, while actively robbing the government of funding. So let's fast forward to T.S. Madison. There's a video that Jasmine has that I sent that shows how and when the idea of the Starter House began. And here's the thing. T.S. can try and say that Dominique has nothing to do with this, but if you go to the website, if you go to the IG page, if you go into the links that they have posted, and you go into the documents because they so ignorantly did not seal them and protect them from the public, you can see who owns all of the documentation that T.S. Madison is using to put out fundraising and all of this stuff for this company, and that is Dominique. All of this stuff started with Dominique. I don't know if you want to play the video right now.
Let's play the video. Let's play let's play the first video. Let's go.
I'm really curious, how did you get a part of this initiative? Was it a long time coming? Did T.S. Madison bring this to you? Did you bring this to her? I'm really curious about how that happened.
So Madison and I, we were we had been connected before on like social media, and I always have had love and admiration for Madison and who she is. And then in June of 2022, Madison and I were both chosen as Grand Marshals for New York Pride. And it was our first time to really be in space. And I threw a big dinner for the organization I was involved in at that time. And I knew Madison was known for not mingling. Sister, I don't come out. And I texted her and I'm like, I promise you this space will be respectful. I promise you that you won't have to come here and be TS Madison. You'll be able to be Madison. And I just want to spend time with you. And she came. And I sent a car for her. I'm like, just come. And it was so beautiful. And then in July of that year, Madison and I were talking about this yesterday. 4th of July, I was at my friend's house and they were throwing this thing. And I was like, Madison, what are you doing 4th of July? She said, nothing. I'm like, well, you're welcome to come with here. But sister, I'll also send a plate to you. Again, I am a girl that gets to hang with the celebrity girls, and maybe some people will try to classify me as that. But one, I want to respect the work that they do to be in that space. And two, I want to honor who I am. I love being an awarded activist. I love what I get to do as an artist, and it's very valid. But because we know how folks treat people with celebrity, I wanted Madison to know, like, I mess with you. I don't care about none of that other stuff. No weird energy. I don't need no selfies. I don't need no pictures. And I'm telling my friends, don't you ask her for that either. But we were sitting there on the patio and we were talking about housing. We were talking about a program. And Madison expressed like her interest in what that would look like and what would it look like for her to be a part of it. I moved to Atlanta that fall. Flash forward. Christmas Eve, I was at Madison's house for a Christmas Eve party, and it's so funny. It was me and my boyfriend were about to have our 6-month anniversary. Oh. That was our first date, because I was like, if you can handle being around the TS, honey, you can handle me. And but at the party, Madison was like, I think I want to do it. And I said, and the Pisces in me, I was like, okay, baby, it's like 10:30 on.
All right. So don't we have the screenshot of Dominique's Instagram profile that says co-founder of the starter house, that TS Madison? If you look there in the bio, just look, guys, for a second. It says co-founder TS Madison starter house link. This person, Dominique, right now is indicted, has taken a plea. No, he didn't take a plea. It's a plea deal. He is structured for sentencing for misallocating funds to his personal account to fund his lavish lifestyle as a man in a wig. Correct?
This is correct.
Okay, so this is T.S. Madison's partner. These are the two that currently right now have gag orders and restraining orders and protective orders on the DL Whisperer for trying to put out this information, correct?
Yep.
Okay, all right, so I ain't gagged. Because the DL Whisperer has been trying to tell y'all that these men in wigs don't like you. They don't care for you. And this is what they do. They cosplay, they lie about who they are as people, and then they turn around and lie and say what they gonna do to help they people. Whole time it's to help themselves with the money that we donate, the money that the federal government donates to these nonprofits that Dominique sits on the board to and has since funneled to T.S. Madison's starter house, who he is co-founder of, okay? So this is the reason why they don't like him.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, Nyla, pick it up, baby. We got more receipts to unwind, baby. Let's go.
Okay, so essentially what it appears that Dominique is doing is the same thing that he's done for other organizations. I can't pronounce it perhaps, but it's NAESM. And this is another non-for-profit. NASM. Okay. Yes. This is another organization that is specifically for trans women of color. And, for their protections, their rights, and all of this kind of stuff. This organization is another one where Dominique also sits on the board. And this organization was used to promote and propel the the organization that TS Madison has co-founded with Dominique. So Dominique's scheme, in my opinion, looks like, I'm going to help you get a non-for-profit 501(c) status. You put me on the board, and we get a budget, and I get money. That's literally what it's giving. That's what it's giving. So there is a home that TS Madison has that is filed as the non-for-profit organization, the TS Starter House, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the home that she shot Queen's Court in. This is the home that she shot the porn in. This is the home that was publicly put everywhere that everybody went to. This is a home that I sat in, okay, and brought my family to. This is when, according to her, I wasn't phobic against the community. Okay, these are all her allegations, but this is that same home because remember she bought a mansion, so now she's living in a mini mansion in Atlanta. That's not a mansion what she got, okay, but it's a mini mansion. But go ahead. T.S. Madison's Metro Atlanta Sanctuary for Black trans women is a balloon, okay. But go ahead, Nala, finish it up.
Okay, so it appears like they are trying to give off that they're trying to help the trans community. But like you said earlier, they're helping themselves. There has only been one participant thus far in that home, and that home has been open since it's going on a year now. Okay. They just got their first inhabitant at the end of this past year.
Okay, and that habitant came. This is the starter house that T.S. Madison has opened to help, I guess, house people with HIV and AIDS, to get trans girls off the street because she made it. And after the DL Whisperer allegedly put out that this house was a shell company, okay, a shell company, that is when T.S. decided to put the first transgender person in the house and did a photo op with it as proof, even though the house has been, according to our research, receiving funding. But where's the funding going if there are no trans women in the house? This is the first.
That's right.
Oh, but keep it going, keep it going, Nyla. Let me let you read it.
That's right. So no, essentially, you're dead on the money because based on the timing of everything, every single thing that the DL Whisperer was putting out and rolling out was leading to it, to the obvious. And so all of this outrage and this organized smear campaign, the shade room going in on him, all of these trans women that are just attacking him and stuff like that, they may not even know the full scope of the scheme. But here's what I need women to understand as well. They are trying to influence, and I'm not saying that you don't have your reasons to do whatever you do politically or whatever, but some of the reasons why they are so against certain policies being put in place is because they are eating literally because of these policies. Okay, this equality for women, that is not the top of their agenda. And it never has been. They are using this the protected status that they had before some of these things were rescinded as a weapon against you. Because if you notice, you can't say anything back to them. If you defend yourself, you're transphobic for defending yourself, for defending your position, and they have organizations and government funding to not only reward them, but back them up in every single thing that they do. And it was just amazing to see how many people were coming out of the woodworks against this man, and they were all the women with prostates. Okay, they all have that same agenda, and look how they're all moving together through these non-for-profit organizations. Now, think about the number of 501(c)(3)s that very small minority group of people have. Think about that. think about the exactly what they're for. Dominique has this thing where she's going to get rid of the prison system. She has this gender to prison pipeline situation. All of these different organizations specifically geared towards trans women in all of these different states. And I'm not saying that they don't need advocacy on some level, because everyone can use a little help. But Dominique is helping himself, and you should be able to look back at the criminal background, at all of the I mean, look, can we
he spent $20,000 of the money that was
on a closet.
On a custom closet to house the dresses and the wigs. But this is for trans rights, right? And then the house. Right. Now, here's the thing. There was some other information that came out that I need you to clearly, just show us the paper trail behind. So how much money did TS receive from Dominique Morgan's nonprofit to fund the starter house?
It looks like the upward of a couple of $100,000.
And when was this transfer allegedly made?
Allegedly about a year ago.
And have they filed taxes on the starter house? TS Madison?
No.
Explain to us why nonprofits have to file taxes. This is what the DL Whisperer was trying to whisper to y'all, that this whole movement, he's for the LGBTQ, but the T's is strictly for propaganda and funneling money to their needs and wants. Okay?
Yep.
But tell us how TS Madison is supposed to run this nonprofit. Is she supposed to receive funds from another nonprofit to a nonprofit?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. No. And Dominique absolutely gave the seed money. Absolutely gave the seed money. With the non-for-profit, this is how it's supposed to work. You're given a budget for nearly every single expense that you can think of, especially inside of a home. And you are supposed to, typically, you're supposed to report monthly for your own records, and then monthly, and then quarterly, you're supposed to submit that over to the government, which they have not.
So in this whole time they done had this starter house, there's not been one quarterly filing, one yearly filing.
Not one.
And not one person living in that house until she did the press conference after the DL Whisperer.
After getting exposed.
So in my opinion, does it look like, according to your research, that they are misappropriating nonprofit funds for their personal lives and lifestyles?
According to my research, according to my damn near 15 years experience as an accountant, absolutely. That's what it's looking like. Of course, I would need to look at the books, but this is my opinion.
But you remember Dominique, and that's why he's under a plea deal now, is because he and I say he sent over what the government deemed as falsified documents stating that he had bailed several individuals out of jail with money that was given to his nonprofit through a grant, but he illegally used it on himself. And then with one of those nonprofits, he used that nonprofit to fund TS Madison starter house, is what it's looking like. So which means, when we go back to the Kamora Lee Simmons, if that house was funded with illegal money illegally, shouldn't they have to forfeit their house once a final investigation is done?
Oh, yeah, the government coming for that house, they're going to have to come up with some proper receipting, or the government will take what's theirs. Absolutely.
So did you find out how T.S. Madison was able to buy the so-called mansion that she's lived in? Because I did see some receipts that the house is valued at $500,000, but she paid $1 million for it. How is that possible?
Well, look, the only way that's possible is if there is an appraiser that is dirty, along with a lender that is dirty. Don't you remember what was happening after 9/11? If you owned a home during that time, people were refinancing, but they were financing for way over what the appraisal amount was, and then we end up paying for all of that in 2008. That's not legal. Like, honestly, that is the height of criminality when it comes to like loans and real estate and stuff. Like, you will go to jail for stuff like that. They don't play about that.
Okay. So why I told y'all to put Trump out of your minds and stuff like that, because, you know, I know he's the bad guy in a lot of ways. But when it comes to this specific issue, as a woman, let me talk to you for a second. And Nyla, me and you had this discussion as we were queuing in these receipts earlier today, is that there are a lot of women who have legit issues that they can't get covered through Medicare and through Medicaid, correct? But
That's
Medicaid and Medicare under Democrats, okay, will affirm a surgery for a trans person and get them breasts, will determine if they have body dysmorphia and get gender reassignment surgery. They will help them to feminize themselves and provide a lot of the drugs that they take in order to become women or have women-like features. And so all of this is done through taxpayer dollars that are set aside for men in wigs, correct?
This is correct. They get facial feminization surgery. They get tummy tucks. They get breast implants. They get BBLs. Anything that they can come up with, if they decide that, oh, this is bothering me mentally, you know, that I'm a woman and I don't have these things. That's all they brag about it. They brag about it. Meanwhile, like you said, women like myself and probably lots of women in your audience are suffering with PCOS, endometriosis. Women have fertility issues that, you know, the government would never fund, but they are funding even for inmates. Up until this current administration, inmates were allowed to get gender reassignment surgery on our dime. So, like, I think it's good that women like to help and that women have a heart and compassion for everyone, but you have to help yourself first. We are being counted out. Our services are not free. They are not very welcoming or inviting to what women go through and what women struggle with. And when you have people in office that can't even define what a woman is,
and
where we at now?
And they're living very, very lavish lifestyles on our tax-paying dollars. They're funneling money to their shell houses and things to help fund that too. They're not reporting to the government what it is that they're allocating these funds for. All you see is I'm rich, I'm this. We're jealous of the trans women. But yet, if I got back pain, which I really suffer from, I cannot go to Medicaid or Medicare and say, I got back problems. One, because I make too much money. But two, because they got funds that are set aside and allocated for them to transition kids as well as these men and give them soft lives, even though they have rap sheets longer than some of the wigs that they're wearing to their knees. But then they want to get on the internet and say, what did Billy Porter say about Nicki Minaj real quick? What did he say? His little homeless ass. Can he move in TS Madison's house? Jasmine, you got that video? Hold on for a second. We gotta get Billy Porter, cause you know he gonna stand for his girls. He gonna stand for his girls. Hold on. I had asked Jasmine to get it last minute, so that's why she getting it. So we just want to give y'all a reminder. As y'all are upset that Mrs. Nikki is going off on, you know, Gavin Newsom, you know, and his alleged, you know, I don't know, collaboration with Roc Nation over the weekend. And yeah, she's pointing out that he wants to protect children. And get them gender reaffirming surgery, and even will go as far as to remove kids from their parents if parents don't agree with this lifestyle in California. These are the
And
things.
now they're being sued.
Yeah.
Now they're being sued. They're successfully suing to get the surgery redone because they have such a high rates of unaliving themselves.
Yeah, because they do eventually when they cut their stuff off and they realize that they made a mistake because hormonally they're pumped up with testosterone and estrogen, all this other stuff, okay? This is what we get, okay? And they get a pass after pass with criminal records as long. I'm telling you, they rap sheets are longer, so was the. I'm just saying. Jasmine, play the video real quick. Where the video at?
Speaking of this, we're on this topic because, Nicki Minaj has been trending, over her.
Fuck her. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And all of them. Shame.
Yes.
No. The answer is no. And I don't care what that means.
I don't care.
I'm out. No. Y'all know what's right. The people want their paper, right? He didn't pardon P. Diddy.
We could take him off. And she came behind and co-signed. But the jig is up. The jig is up, okay? And so now, TS, with the information that we and Nyla have collaborated on and put out, now you can sing your cease and desist.
Amen.
So for those of y'all, thank you so much, Nyla, for all of your hard work. Please, I'm going to end this real quick. Don't go nowhere. I got something for y'all, okay? All right? But please let everybody know where they can find you and follow you because you are going to be doing a docuseries on this, correct?
I am. You can find me right here on YouTube. I am Nyla Says. Just type in Nyla Says and I will pop right up.
All right. Thank you so much for your hard work, sister. We will be in contact, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. So for those of y'all, and I want to say this, every time the Deal Whisperers page gets taken down, me and my team are going to work to get it back up. We did it last time. It's down again today. We're going to get it back up. So don't you worry. I don't care if it takes 3 months. We're going to get it back up. I know people at Meta. It's going down. And so this is what the trans community has kind of risen up to go against him and to get his page deleted. And why Justin Carter decided to put out that hit piece on him, because they're all in on it together, in my opinion, okay? They're trying to protect the laws that they have in place that helps to fund their lifestyles, and they get to present this gender dysmorphia as some type of, I don't know, I can't live my life, I can't be free, I can't do this, in order to scheme, scam, and do whatever they gotta do to keep their makeups and wigs up. The jig is up, okay? So you make sure you head on over to the D.O. Whisperer's new page on Instagram called the D.O. Whisperer, and you follow him very diligently on Facebook, and you guys support him. And the reason he did have a GoFundMe up, because I saw Dominique, do you have that video of Dominique trying to expose the D.O. Whisperer for having a GoFundMe after they shut him down? Go ahead, just play the video.
So the comments that I'm seeing under my video on various platforms, and I've seen across social media, offer the context that my issue, Madison's issue, Cherry's issue, and anybody's issue with this man is because we're upset that he's telling the truth. I don't know why anybody has a problem with the D.O. Whisperer. And maybe you only see the rare video from this person. Individuals who are deeply invested in his content, and those of us who have been impacted by his content know that his content doesn't stick to education, care, and support of Black women. Does it kowtow to some of the biases and hatred and dislike that I don't even understand when it comes to some of the Black women who follow him? Absolutely. He is a minstrel. He is performing for the population that invest in him. As you see, it was a $6,000 ask around 2 o'clock this morning. Now it's been raised to 11, and almost $9,000 of that has been raised. So I want to come here and stop assuming that y'all see everything on the internet, because I don't see everything on the internet. And I want to give you clear context as to how this nigga is out of pocket, why this GoFundMe is egregious, and how can a person who spent months saying you wanted to do something to various people, then ask for thousands of dollars of protection against said people, because we are just men just like you. What do you need all this money for? So let's have this conversation. In early October, he made like a second attempt at trying to like come at me online. And I made a video that he commented in one of my videos, like, when are you going to prison? And I made a video response using the word when. It was maybe a minute and 20 some seconds. It was over on TikTok. I don't even think
Well, he'll be sentenced here in the next couple of months, and he'll be going to jail. So the Deal Whisperer, as you see, this is the real reason why they came after him. And he's telling you in the wig. Go ahead.
Posted on Instagram. Again, it was him coming to my space, fucking with me. And he continued to make videos. He had made a video trying to make fun of my role. I had known some of the things that he was like doing towards Cherry. And he tried to get his followers or get people to come at me by talking about my criminal history and trying to frame me as this bad person. And the response wasn't what he thought it was going to be. So then, because the people who follow him, it's not about DL men. It's about the idea that they see us, they see trans women as sexual deviants. They see trans people as people who don't deserve respect. It's not about us disrespecting them. They don't think we deserve respect in the first place because I ain't did nothing to them people over there. And so then he made multiple TikTok pages using, and again, I need y'all to know, like, using pre-transition pictures of me, that shit don't do nothing. I transitioned publicly. You're pulling, even that picture is from me getting an award from, like, the worst you can do is go back and get my booking pictures from 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And why would that matter? Because that's public information. I put 56892 on sweaters and hats and t-shirts for years on tour. There's motherfuckers who carry my prison number on merch. More merch is coming today, as a matter of fucking fact, right? But you then went, you created all of these TikTok pages. You went to the Nebraska Department of Corrections website. You took a screenshot of someone's charges that were, hold on. You took a screenshot of someone's charges that were aggravated child molestation. You were on live. I'm talking about hours and hours and hours of time online, putting my picture up here. And this started with, who's that bitch ass nigga? I despise him because he played in my fucking face. Who is that?
I didn't know he was cussing so much. Y'all, we'll put that out somewhere else, okay? We don't have time for that man and that deep voice to be cussing like that, mad because you claiming a scam, a scammer is scamming and you can't scam, and that was the reason why you're going to jail here, sir. Those are facts. TS, this is all I'm gonna ask you. And I'm gonna end this before we head on over to TashaKLive.com and unwind all these receipts on Stephon Diggs, okay? Digging. He just keep digging himself a little hole. Are you complicit or are you the victim of Dominique? Because I'm sure that's going to be your next go-to. Because if the feds are already on Dominique, and they're going to be looking into whatever else he's funneling money to, even if it was your nonprofit. Because a nonprofit can't fund another nonprofit. You guys have to each stand on your own. Are you going to say in court that you were a victim and you didn't know, even though you knew, because the same day he came down, according to my research, to start your house is the same day he was indicted. And you did it. And no one has lived in that house until now. So where are the money? Where is the money going? Where is it going? Where is it? Why haven't any tax returns been filed? This is the Deal Whisperer's whole mission, is to expose y'all for lying about who you are, lying about being women and you're really boys, and lying about why you are women. It's because you do have all these government protections. You get all these grants. You know that your transgenderism is a money funnel, and that's why you guys do it, and that's why you won't cut off your penises. Now, women, listen, y'all could continue to be up over there. Go TS, go TS. You continue to go up over there and be fake. Shit, he don't like you. He don't give a damn about you. And that is it. That is all. Shout out to the DL Whisperer. Now, guys, don't forget, I never made an official announcement on my platform, but March 14th, we are in DC. I cannot wait, okay? My birthday bash is going down. It is my R&B birthday brunch bash from 12 to 6. It is an all-inclusive ticket, bottomless crab legs, bottomless shrimp, mussels, waffles, pancakes. We got pork and turkey sausage, chicken sausage. We got turkey wings. We got grits. We got bacon. We got eggs. We got bottomless mimosas and everything. And we're going to be singing songs together as winos. I want to tell you that we're limiting the tickets. And so once they are sold, they're done. Okay, so, and remember, from 12 to 6, you can eat as much as you want, drink as much as you want. Nobody's going to be running out. If you have a masculine man that wants to come hang with the winos, he can. Shek is going to be over in the cigar lounge because it is 865 Steak, Seafood, and Cigars. We're taking over the place for Saturday, March 14th, to celebrate my birthday. It is Pisces season, and I cannot wait to celebrate with y'all, okay? I love you guys. Go to TashaKOnStage.com right now to get your tickets. Go to TashaKOnStageRightNow.com to get your tickets. And once they're out, okay? So I don't know if you've been to a birthday brunch or a birthday party, a R&B party, R&B brunch, but they lit, okay? We're going to be singing all of our favorite classics as winos, getting it down. Listen, I missed you guys. Don't forget to head on over to TashaKLive.com. We're starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do have to subscribe on the website. We got a ton of information we're putting out on Corey Holcomb, Stephon Diggs, more on Gervonta Davis, more involving the indictment that Stephon Diggs is under right now, as well as yeah, like this stuff goes so deep, it's not even funny, y'all. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be discussing. Also, don't forget, Brashear Gray's family actually came out to speak on his behalf. They actually got an actual statement from Brashear Gray regarding those allegations that Bilal made on the platform about Diddy, Will Smith, and Charlie Mack basically taking advantage of him in a very inappropriate way for many, many years. There's a lot of information in that video, and you will be shocked at the allegations that you're going to hear, okay? And so that interview is streaming right now. And like I said, we have a direct video statement from Brashear Gray himself, and we have actual receipts to back up everything that is being said in that interview. Brashear actually gave them the green light to speak to me. He wants to speak to me, but he's in Africa, and he's still trying to get his career back. And so it's just a lot of red tape to that, but he does send me his love and his wishes, and he gave his family permission to give y'all his side of the story and what had happened, okay? And so that is on TashaKLive.com as well. Don't forget, guys, I love you. If you have tips on your favorite celebrities, please feel free to hit me at 323-405-WINO, 323-405-WINO. That comes directly to my phone. You guys can call or text, take your receipts. That's how we put out a lot of our stories. Thank you so much for your love and support. Good job on Super Bowl Sunday. We scored our biggest touchdown yet, boo, okay? Yeah, shout out to my cousin, Pre. I'm going to actually tell you Pre's real job when we get over to TashaKLive.com, okay? So don't you forget that. Shout out to TS Madison and her lawyers. I love you guys. I wish you guys all the best, and shout out to every single one of my winos, okay? I really fuck with y'all, and I cannot wait to celebrate with y'all on March 14th for my birthday, okay? I love you. I see you at TashaKLive.com and in DC. TashaKOnStage.com. Now I gotta go. Oh, I forgot. Bye! DBC Essentials Body Butter Cream. We got Soft Girl Energy here, Cocoa Cashmere. This is what I got on right now. They smell so rich and fragranty, okay? I don't even know if fragranty is a word. We also got an unscented one in case some of y'all don't like the scented ones, but they are handmade buttercreams, highly absorbable. They don't leave your elbows ashy after you put it on, or 5 minutes after you put it on, your feet still ashy. I love that a black person has made body butter for black people. I said I love that a black person has made body butter for black people, because only black people understand the level of moisture that we need. Now, treat your skin like it absolutely deserves to be treated. Head on over to zbcessentials.com and order your body butters today. Aerosmith, Levin, you contacted us after, I guess, Bilal was like going viral. You are a Scientology baby. And that's why you interviewed Bilal, because you growing up in. Yeah, Anton, why are you donating $500? Why? I ain't broke, and then YouTube take 40% of that. You should have sent that to my Cash App. Come on, guys. Stop playing, Anton. Stop playing. I need all my money. Take that back. I can't even send that back. Shout out to Anton Daniels. His interview is going to be dropping next week. It's a lot of heat going down on TashaKLive.com. Make sure y'all be there. I just called to say thank you, Anton, for the $250, even though you said $500, because YouTube keeping half of that. But I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you at my birthday brunch, my R&B bash in D.C. on March 14th. You better be your ass in the building. Let's go. DBC Essentials Body Butter Cream. We got Soft Girl Energy here, Cocoa Cashmere. This is what I got on right now. They smell so rich and fragranty, okay? I don't even know if fragranty is a word. We also got an unscented one in case some of y'all don't like the scented ones, but they are handmade butter creams, highly absorbable. They don't leave your elbows ashy after you put it on, or 5 minutes after you put it on, your feet still ashy. I love that a black person has made body butter for black people. I said I love that a black person has made body butter for black people, because only black people understand the level of moisture that we need. Now, treat your skin like it absolutely deserves to be treated. Head on over to zbcessentials.com and order your body butters today. Aerosmith, Levin, you contacted us after, I guess, Bilal was like going viral. You are a Scientology baby. And that's why you interviewed Bilal, because you growing up in it, you know the ins and outs of it.
Bilal had told me that in all the interviews that he's been doing, everyone seems to track with what he's saying until he brings up the Scientology stuff. And he goes, but that's why I want to come on with you, because you could explain or add some color to what I'm talking about.
There's so much shit Bilal told me behind the scenes. I'm gonna tell you, this is crazy.
You know, I was gonna say earlier, it's amazing Will Smith hasn't sued Bilal, but I go, I understand why he hasn't. There's so much dirt there, they can't afford a lawsuit.
Just in case people know, you are anti-Scientology.
Anti-former Scientologist. I actually run a foundation that helps people who are escaping from Scientology.
The brainwashing is...
It is a family-destroying cult. And
those are some bold allegations. Why did your mom leave Scientology? What was the revelation?
Now, at that time, I no longer believed in Scientology. But when you get kicked out of Scientology, everyone who's in Scientology has to sever all ties with you. And that includes family members, friends, employers. So when my mom got kicked out, they told me that I had to never see or talk to her again. And that if I did see or talk to her, then I would get kicked out. So they go to my wife and they say, you have to divorce Aaron or you're gonna get kicked out. And at this point, my wife Heather's got 2 sisters and a brother. All of those people are married to Scientologists. Her parents are both Scientologists.
So they know.
Right, so they go to her parents and they go, you have to disconnect from your oldest daughter and your 3 granddaughters, or you guys are getting kicked out.
When we're stressed out about anything, including debt, there's so many other detriments to our lives, our health, our family, our friends, all can see it on us. And then when you become debt-free, you can start focusing on things that truly make you happy. It really is true happiness. I've had many individuals make up with family members after going through bankruptcy because they don't have the stress. It really changes your mindset and it allows you to have the freedom, the mental freedom to take care of what's really important. And I certainly recommend it for everybody because, as we all know, life is too short.
We don't get enough liquid D3. We don't get enough vitamin D. And so I personally have to supplement this particular vitamin D that I travel with all the time. And I make sure that I never run out of is 10,000 IUs, gluten-free, vegetarian, as a vitamin E and vitamin C base. Okay, and so it's very highly absorbable. there are some fantastic reviews on shoptkdeals.com of women who claim that they couldn't even like lift their arms. And by taking vitamin D3, which helps your body to absorb calcium, and the calcium feeds the bones, they can now raise their arms, they're less pain and things like that. Let me stop you right now, because you got to take a look at these waves I got, baby, waving at you. Ah, yes. Ain't that cute? Shout out to Honey Beauty. The only products that I use that actually moisturize my hair from root to tip. And as you can see, because my hair is so short, you can see the root and the tip. I love that it doesn't have any cancer-causing chemicals, no preservatives. And so stop what you're doing. Hit the link below in the description box, as well as in the comment section, and Google Honey Beauty right now so that you can start to love on your hair, as I'm loving on these waves right now that's waving bye-bye to y'all. Look at these. Look at these. Look at these. All right, winos, after months of planning and negotiating, I am excited to announce that shoptkdeals.com is now extended to you. If you are a creator like myself, or maybe you're just a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're just someone that just wants to make passive income as well as main income, shoptkdeals.com now offers that invitation to you. So which means you can become an affiliate partner and make anywhere from 30 to 40% on each sale that you make on shoptkdeals.com, okay? And so listen, I'm excited to work with you guys. I'm excited to train you guys. Not only will I be training you, we'll be hosting webinars, sales calls, and all that to make sure that we're all successful and we keep all of these brands happy. So I want you guys to stop what you're doing now, go on over to the website, shoptkdeals.com, hit join my sales team, and I will see you guys on our sales call, okay? When Jesus shed that blood, when he died, that made it easier to be able to walk in your sins, to know that you are not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen to you. But because I died for you, you're able to ask for forgiveness and try to live righteous.
That don't mean that you can justify bringing somebody else into this world just because you had trauma. You have to become a whole person before you bring another whole person into this world. And if you really want to raise them up in the admonition of God, you cannot continue to live a lifestyle that would then lend itself to them living in sin, the very sin that we're trying to get away from. Forgiveness is for us. Grace is directly coming from God. We don't have grace to give.
So you don't sin?
I don't think that gay people should be having and raising children.
Corey Holcomb, you called him bluff on his own show.
Corey Holcomb has been selling an image for a long time.
Do you feel like he set you up for views?
He thinks that just because I'm a family man, I don't have no children out of wedlock, I advocate for people to do the right thing. He took it for weakness. And we start getting into it, he started getting in over his head because he can't actually articulate a point or debate anything. He caters to the lowest common denominator of people.
You're forgetting that there are people that work every day, that go to work every day, that watch you, that look up to you for financial advice, because I know what you do too, Anton. I know as a black man, you are symbolic. Your wife doesn't work, she lives a soft life.
What I'm saying is, I believe that the majority of women in general, which can also include your audience, have a different perspective of what it is that they think a relationship is supposed to be, which is one of the reasons why they say they want a partner instead of saying they want a husband. I believe that regardless of what women say that they want, when they get under the right man, they will submit.